Hi cozy hobby friends! I am so excited to share that I finally finished my crochet Stardew Valley cardigan. I started this before the twins were even born and worked on it here and there in between baby care. But it was my goal to finish it before 2026 and I did indeed do that. I finished it on New Year's Eve. So all in all, it took me about 2 months to finish. As you can see here, I started off by blocking all of the squares that had designs on them. I got a blocking board just for this project. I was surprised that despite the same yarn weight, the sizes of the squares turned out to be very different depending on the brand of yarn that I used, so blocking was a must. And now for the fun part, assembling the cardigan. I first sewed together all of the squares vertically into columns. To do this, I followed some tutorials where other people explained how to sew together granny squares. But what I am doing here is running my needle through the outer V's of the matching stitches and pulling it through to sew them together. The worst part was not having enough tail to sew together the pieces. So a tip for you and future me is to leave a nice long tail so that you can sew them together easily. For an easy fix to this problem, I used the tails for each square, sewed toward the middle, and eventually the two halves met in the middle that I then tied together. But once again, you can save yourself a lot of time and trouble if you just leave yourself a long tail that you can use to sew together both pieces all at once. Once those columns were done, I laid them next to each other and sewed those together. It definitely helps to have a pattern designed out beforehand, which is what I did. I just used Canva to create a pattern of all of my designs and blank squares, so that laying them out next to each other like this becomes really easy. Then I sewed these columns together using a mattress stitch, just as the pattern recommended. The corners are a little bit loose, so I would definitely recommend reinforcing those areas. I followed the same method for the back panel, front panels, and left and right sleeves. Here is an example of my finished back panel. So satisfying. I actually had a lot of trouble understanding how to lay out the sleeves and the front panel, so this is an example of what to do. I was so excited to get a little preview of what it might look like on me after joining the front panels to the back and sewing on the sleeves. After sewing together the back panel, it looked really wide, and at first I was worried that it might be really big on me, but after trying it on, I realized that it was actually a good size and might even be a little bit cropped on me. Here the sleeve has been successfully joined to half of the front and half of the back panels, and now I am showing you where to sew together the underside of the sleeves and the side of the cardigan. I noticed that it was easiest to sew everything inside out, so once I was done, I flipped it to the right side and voila! A beautiful assembled cardigan. I cannot tell you how excited I was to finally reach this stage. It felt like I had been working on this forever, so seeing everything actually take shape was very exciting. The back is certainly my masterpiece. And here's the front, which I think looks pretty great too. Finally, we get to the ribbing. I really liked how this half double crochet ribbing looked on the cardigan. To do this, I followed a tutorial online that I will link below, and I definitely prefer crocheting the ribbing directly onto the cardigan versus crocheting a long strip which you then sew on later. Here I am almost done with the bottom ribbing, and we'll be working on the neckline ribbing next. Here I am working on the neckline ribbing, and you can kind of see that foundation row that I started off with. Creating a foundation row of single crochet made this entire process so much easier. It's like following a blueprint while creating this ribbing. I am so close to being done here, I can almost taste it. Just a few more rows of half double crochet and the neckline will be done. Finally, it is time to create the cuff ribbing. This was actually the most challenging of all of them. It took some trial and error, but I found the best way to start this is by first creating a foundation row of decreases. This significantly shrunk the size of the sleeves. So in the end, they looked like balloon sleeves, which turned out really cute. And here's a top-down view of those decreases. You can see that the sleeves shrunk dramatically, and it's creating a cinched-in look. After the foundation row of decreases, I just created half double crochets as normal. To complete the cuff, I sewed the two ends together at the very end. Here is the completed cardigan. After making one last year for my son, I swore that I would never make another granny square cardigan because it took so long and so much work, but here I am, and I'm so glad that I did it. I love it so much, we'll be wearing it to the death this season and hopefully for many more seasons to come. I hope this inspired you to make your own bespoke granny square cardigan. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again next time.